Hello and welcome back to the shop. My name is Matt, and in this video I'm going to give you some ideas on how you can manage the dust that you generate from sharpening on the WorkSharp Elite sharpening system. And I'll go over the method that I use as well as some that I have learned about. And I hope that that helps you both keep your workspace clean and also take care of your own health, because it is in my own opinion, and I think it's backed by science, that breathing the dust particles from grinding metal is a poor health choice for you and anyone else around you. Before I get into that, I just do need to plug the Guild of Professional Sharpeners, where we are building a community of knife and tool sharpeners who create businesses from the skill. Sharpening is a lifelong skill, and although I've made a course to learn the fundamentals, we learn and things like this, that as we continue to learn, there's only more to learn, right? And that's where having people around you who are also in the path of learning, whether it's brand new, like new people learn stuff too and share that, which is awesome. But if you've been at it for a while, there's just always more stuff to find out. And then also I'm doing a giveaway this month. This is April of 2022. And if you become a member of the Guild this month, then you'll be entered to win a WorkSharp Elite sharpening system from me, and I'll do the drawing at the end of the month. So please consider that as a potential incentive to become a member of the Guild. And welcome to Lewis and Frank for joining the Guild this week. So I'm excited to learn more about their story and help them build their sharpening business. So that's awesome. Okay, without further ado, let's get into dust collection on the WorkSharp Elite sharpening system. I'll start the conversation of dust collection around my system, and then I will share with you some other ideas, because there's chances are like this might not be something you want to invest in just yet. But what I have going on here, as you can see, is 3 WorkSharp with blade grinding attachments set up on what's called a downdraft table. And in my shop, I have centralized dust collection. So I have, if you go to like any woodworking, in this case I went to Grizzly, but any woodworking supply place, they have dust collectors. And so I have 4-inch pipe ducted through my whole shop going out to my dust collector, which is in another section of my basement. And then my dust collector exhausts through a window outside. So I don't have a filter or anything inside. And so this system sucks air from all my different grinding machines and just blows it all outside. And that has worked really well for me. But I realized like there's a significant amount of money, depending on your perspective. It was a significant amount of money for me to invest in this system, but it is, in my own opinion, a worthy investment because I really value my own health. And I am adamant that breathing the metal particles from grinding is a bad idea. So I was happy to invest in a system like this. And just in case the details matter to you, it's a Shop Fox downdraft table. There's the code, whatever. I think I bought this from Grizzly as well. I honestly don't remember where I sourced it, but this has been adequate for me. It's actually been good. Okay, if I say my dust collection system is good, how am I coming to that conclusion? So here's kind of like the progression, right? Like you set your blade grinding attachment up on, honestly, probably your dining room table, right? Or your kitchen counter, or whatever it is. And that's if you haven't watched this video yet. And like you grind a few knives, and like for one knife you don't really notice it, and then after you do like 5 knives, like you see the dust on the table, and then that night you have that scratch in your throat and it feels funny. So, and then the person you live with is generally not happy with that decision that you made. So you just begin learning that actually, all right, so I need to do this in a different place. So you go like to the shop or something, your garage, your basement, and you grind some more. So like still, now the mess doesn't matter quite as much, like the physical mess, but you still get that scratch in your throat. And if you've been there, you know the one I mean. And that's really what I use as the cue that I need to change something. So I had these set up on just a bench in my space here, and I would get that scratchy throat, right? And that's so I was like, okay, well, like this is not sustainable. I can't be doing this to myself. So I need another solution. And because my business was generating money, it was not hard for me to invest in a system to make my shop operate. But regardless of what your situation is, you can either learn this way, like I do this with my kids too, right? Like you can learn the easy way or you can learn the hard way. So this video is kind of the easy way to learn that that system isn't great. This downdraft table is one option, right? But I also get it that like this option might not be best for everybody because you might not be as established as I am. So let's talk about what some other options are to deal with the dust when you're sharpening on the blade grinding attachment. The next option I want to suggest is the use of magnets. And I don't have any, but I've seen it done before where you purchase some magnets that slide in here, and the dust particles that come off the knife will get attracted to that magnet. So it won't necessarily eliminate it, right? Because it's hard to put a magnet right here, like when this is where the belt goes this way, grinding knives here, like putting a belt here, a magnet here doesn't really make sense. So it won't be 100% effective. But I think that, you know, if you were to then look at that magnet after grinding a few knives, you're going to see that it's covered in metal particles, and that can be the indicator that, yeah, the magnet is working and it is capturing some particles, and then you can just wipe it off with a towel or something. So that, I would say that's an insufficient full solution, but maybe the magnet coupled with some other ideas, which I'll share with you just in a moment, could be a good solution for you, relatively affordable. I'll include some links, but you can find magnets like just, you know, Amazon or whatever, right? The next one I have for you, like just showing you this, but chances are you already have a shop vac. So I think with some creative fixturing, you could rig a shop vac, you know, something like this maybe, or whatever it is, just so, you know, you just get creative and like rigging this up. But this could be a good makeshift solution where you have it clamped on your wall or whatever it is. So you just turn your shop vac on when you do some grinding and you pull those in. Yes, regarding the shop vac, just like some filtration is better than no filtration. The particles we're concerned about are going to be very small, right? I see them on the belt there. They're tiny. So if you don't have the option to exhaust your shop vac outside, then you might want to get a HEPA filter on your shop vac just to get the most productivity you can out of it, or efficiency or whatever, to make the most use of it. But okay, so that's another option there, right? Like rigging something with your shop vac. Okay, I think the last idea I have for you is a thing called a Benchtop dust collector, and it's a box-like size thing, and it has a fan and a filter, and then these little plastic wings that come out of it. So you can make almost like a little tent around your machine, and it has fans in it to pull the air that way. And Grizzly makes one, and there's another one from like Penn State Industries. I'll find the links and I'll leave them in the on the description of this video if you want to explore those. There's still a couple $100, but at this point, like really anything is better than nothing. So look in the description for links to that, and shout out to Doug in the guild for introducing me to that solution. Okay, that wraps up the ideas that I have for managing dust when you're sharpening on the WorkSharp Elite sharpening system, also called the Ken Onion blade grinding attachment. So if that's that. There's something else on my mind that I want to share with you, just to kind of emphasize the importance of this again. And some of you, no, you don't know. Like my dad died from cancer last summer, so cancer is front of mind, and then I naturally feel predisposed to cancer. So not knowing much about it, I researched it some more. And in addition to some other personal health things that I needed to explore. And I came across a book written by Dr. Jason Fung called The Cancer Code. And he has a series of books on the obesity code and I think maybe the diabetes code too. Anyway, it's all related. But without going down the rabbit hole of all the other books, something that stood out particularly prevalent to me in his book, The Cancer Code, was a new understanding of how cancer works. And I honestly never really knew, and probably still don't, like where cancer comes from and how you get cancer. And the way he explained it kind of made sense to me. And I'll share the wave tops of it here with you because if you're human, cancer might matter to you too. Or any living thing since the beginning of living things, essentially, right? Which was not totally clear to me either, that cancer has ultimately been around as long as we have. And that is because the way he describes it is cancer is really a regression and evolution to the state of cells before they became multicellular organisms. So the analogy that makes sense to me is that cancer is this tame lion, right? And the lion, as long as you're taking care of it, the lion's cool. But when you whip the lion starts getting upset. And then there comes a point after you whip the lion enough where it reverts to its original instincts and bites your head off. And cancer is that. So cancer is actually already written in the code of all the cells in our body. And it is like the survival instinct of our cells. So when you whoop the ass of your cells by smoking cigarettes your whole life, the cells are weakened but not destroyed, and they run out of options, so they revert to their genetic heritage. And that is the fight for survival. And that is cancer. And that's why it happens everywhere, right? Your lungs, your skin, your breast, your prostate, your brain, your blood, your everything, because it's written, it's the base code in all your cells. So the place where this is relevant to this video is to take care of your body. And that, cancer is largely luck or the lack thereof. But you can improve your odds, right? You can play the risk, and you can take care of your body and you reduce the risk. So it's worth the study, I think, if you care about being alive, to understand and to practice taking care of your body and not breathing the dust from the metals that you're grinding in your shop is one of many examples of ways that you can take care of your body so that you can get the most out of life. So I invite you to read that book. It was enlightening to me, and maybe you're not at that point in your life where it is but at some point just know that book exists, and it shed a whole new light for me. And it was very well researched, and he's an MD, and he's very well written. And but again, I'm just a dude reading books, so I don't actually know what I'm talking about. But check it out, right? Do your own research, study it. I invite you to check it out. And just to reemphasize the point, don't be breathing this dust that you're collecting. Dude, I just remembered. The other option is to go grind your knives outside. Sorry I didn't mention that sooner. Somebody won't get to this point in their video and they're going to leave a comment or you could just grind knives outside. Good one. All right, well, we got it. Thanks so much. I hope you derive value from this, and I hope that this improves your life. Thanks for watching.